Hello everyone, this is Dr. Gabrick. Today we're talking about compensating wage differentials. This is part 6. In order to understand the topic fully, you need to watch all these parts 1 through 5 and then watch this video. If this is the first video you're seeing, you may have some gaps in knowledge. It's easy, go back and watch parts 1 through 5 after you finish this one if you want to. So today we're going to learn about the policy application of compensating wage differentials. We can use compensating wage differentials theory to calculate the value of life, value of human life. So how is human life calculations important? Lots of economists work as expert witnesses in court whenever there's a wrongful death or wrongful injury lawsuit. So economists are the ones who determine the value of life or value of lost labor. Okay. So there are other ways of calculating value of life. You can use people's wages, right? And calculate lifetime wage earning ability. This is just economic. There's of course also emotional damages to family and so. But today we are going to learn how the compensating wage differentials can help us to calculate life worth of life. Okay, so studies report that there's a positive relationship between the wages and work hazards. So if a job is risky, it tends to pay more. For instance, imagine construction jobs. If you're a crane operator, extremely dangerous versus you are a drywall installer. Both jobs are risky, but crane operator involves a lot more risk. And I was talking to a friend, she knew somebody who was a crane operator, made well above $140,000 about 5 years ago. That's a lot of money because it's risky. So the statistical value of life is the amount that workers are jointly willing to pay to reduce the likelihood that one of them will suffer a fatal injury in a given year on the job. So it's all about probabilities and the wages. The empirical evidence is ambiguous on the estimates of value of life. Okay? So how much is a life worth? Calculating value of life, VOL calculations, involves earning in firm, let's say X, and annual earnings in firm Y. So these are different jobs in terms of the risk level. The probabilities of fatal injury in firm X and firm Y are given by pi X, pi Y. Let's call this P. Okay, if X is a safe job and Y is the risky job, how do we calculate this? We look at the wage differential between risky minus safe job divided by the probability of injury, fatal injury in a risky job minus safe job. Okay, so there's another method before I show you real calculation, but please write down this formula. This can come up in your quizzes, tests. So wage differences divided by probability differences. Okay, before we move on, I'm going to talk before I show you an example, real example, I'm going to talk about the revealed preference method. So this is a little different method. It examines how much individuals are willing to pay for something that reduces their odds of dying. So this is another method, and this is something I teach in the public finance class, which I'll be posting videos of very soon. So suppose that a consumer purchases an airbag for $350, extra airbag. We had this option or in the past, but let's say you're installing extra airbags in your new car and this is costing you $350. And this actually has 1 in 10,000 chance of saving this person's life. So the implicit value of life is $3.5 million. How did we find it? So we do is $350. Okay, so you spent $350 to the change in probability of saving your life. You spent $350 more to save your life. 1 in 10,000 chance you are avoiding. So if you calculate this, it's going to be $3.5 million. So an alternative revealed preference approach examines risky jobs. This is what we just talked about. Suppose that one job has 1% higher risk of death but pays $30,000 more in salary. So you do this calculations, $30,000 more I'm getting paid for a probability of increase in the risk of dying. Okay, 1 in 100. Okay, so $30,000 excess salary is called the compensating differential. We talked about this. The implicit valuation of life in this example is $3 million. So 30,000 divided by 1%. Okay. So this concludes our Compensating Wage Differentials chapter. I hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And also make sure to watch all the videos in order and watch them carefully. The biggest thing I recommend is when you're watching videos for an online class, grab your paper, pencil, or pen and take notes and watch it really slowly. Don't multitask. I have my cell phone here, but it's turned off so I don't get distracted by it. So I wish you the best and I'll see you in the next chapter.